La pace sia con tutti voi.
Peace be with you all. The first public words from the newly elected Pope Leo XIV, marking a truly historic moment. For the first time in history, the College of Cardinals has chosen an American to lead the Catholic Church.
Robert Prevost, a native of Chicago, will now be known as Pope Leo XIV. Ron Trevino is anchoring our team coverage this evening from the Co-Cathedral of Sacred Heart downtown. Ron, this decision came as a surprise to many.
Surprise, you could call it a shock. A cardinal from Chicago, you know, bookmakers around the world were placing odds on who the next pope would be. You think a Chicago cardinal was on their radar? I doubt it. But let's talk more about Prevost. He was actually a protege of Pope Francis. In fact, he was Francis who appointed him to lead the Vatican's dicastery for bishops, one of the church's most influential roles, responsible for the appointment of new bishops around the world. Though American by birth, Prevost also holds citizenship in Peru, where he spent many years in ministry. He's generally viewed as a centrist, but his social stances are often described as progressive, particularly his advocacy for marginalized communities, echoing Pope Francis's focus on migrants and the poor. Still, Prevost aligns with more traditional positions on church doctrine. For example, he remains opposed to the ordination of women as deacons. Back here at the Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart, there are no masses tonight, but we came to the Mass at noon today, where they heard the news: we've got a new pope.
As the faithful made their way to the noontime Mass here, they already knew a new pope had been elected, but they still didn't know who it was. Jennifer Ariano, watching on her iPhone.
Well, show us what you're doing right now.
I am live on EWTN watching the Pope, just trying to see like the news and the excitement with the people.
You're not in Rome, but you're kind of like in Rome.
Kind of in Rome.
Even before they learned the name, they were elated.
And it took 2 days.
Yeah, it was really fast. I think definitely Holy Spirit was just there, and all the prayers around the world, I think that helped a lot.
And as Mass got underway, the announcement was made. Pope Leo from Chicago, and prayers were given. Father Jeffrey Boehm, pastor of Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart.
Now, I think we have a pope that in some ways will know and will speak, speaks fluent English and can speak to the nations, but also his point of view is still a global one.
And the faithful here in Houston are anxious to see what direction he takes their church.
A huge Catholic population here in the Houston area, almost 2 million people. We have Anayeli Ruiz and Katie getting reaction at St. Bartholomew.
Well, that's right. The new leader of the Catholic Church making history.
Habemus Papam. We're very happy, rejoicing because we have a new pope, and especially because he's an American. He's from Chicago.
It's a moment of joy for many Catholics around the world and right here at home. Local priests like Father Miguel Solórzano are celebrating the news as Pope Leo XIV was selected to lead the Catholic Church.
Most of his ministry has been in Peru with the poor.
Father Solórzano says he's hopeful for what the new pope will bring to the church.
I expect him to be a pope who is somehow bringing unity to the church, being highly intellectual.
And other local experts are also paying close attention and are curious to see what direction the new pope takes.
It's going to be quite interesting to see if our new pope carries a lot of the policies and the approaches that Pope Francis had.
But beyond the church doctrine, many are watching how he'll navigate global challenges, including our own president.
Politically, how will he deal with the president of the United States? That's going to be very, very interesting.
And right here in Katy, Father Miguel Solórzano will be hosting a Mass at 7 p.m. to celebrate this new pope. And by the way, you see those banners that just went up not long ago. They were made by a parishioner who wanted to celebrate this new pope with the Vatican colors. In Katy, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you, Anayeli. I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of Catholics will be celebrating, and not just Catholics, tonight. Now, you can read more about Pope Leo, like his stance on issues and the significance behind his name choice. That's all online right now on khou.com. What a historic day around the world. And as I said, it's not just for Catholics. So many people were watching what was happening in Rome today. Of course, we'll have more tonight at 10 o'clock. Len and Mia.
A worldwide event indeed. Ron, thank you.